Hey guys, what is going on? So I installed iOS 12 beta 1 on my iPhone 6. We're going to take a super quick look at it. It's probably not even going to be that quick. It's going to be kind of a long video. Now iOS 12 came out to around 2 gigabytes on all my devices, so it's really not that big of an update, especially considering how many features were packed into this. Now I'm just going to come out and say it, there's no dark mode enabled on this, and I did check Smart Invert and it's just as bad as before, so that's kind of sad, especially when they added dark mode on macOS. I don't get why they didn't add it on here. But one good thing is that all the devices that supported iOS 11 now support iOS 12, so that's kind of cool. Now one thing I noticed about my iPhone 6s and my iPhone SE was that as soon as I booted it up, it seemed like so much faster. And I can say the same thing about my iPhone 5s. As soon as I booted up, it seemed faster. But on the iPhone 6, it seems about the same, to be honest. Like, I don't notice any like crazy improvements. Apple did say that as you open apps and everything, performance will be kicked up, so that's kind of good, I guess. But I don't see any noticeable improvements just from scrolling through and opening up settings and all that stuff. It seems pretty much the same, which isn't a bad thing either. Now there were a lot of dope things added. One of them was the Measure app, but for some reason I don't see it on here, and I am on the beta. Okay, I just realized this phone doesn't even support the Measure app, but basically what you do, you know what, there's really no point in even talking about it because this phone doesn't support it, but basically it just measures whatever you put in front of it, just like it's like an AI kind of thing. Now one cool thing is that there are now group notifications, so if you get tons of messages or you get tons of emails or whatever, they will now be grouped into one message or one notification on your lock screen, so it won't come out to be like hundreds of notifications across here. It'll just be one notification and it'll just say whatever on it, like you have this many notifications or whatever. You can swipe through the notifications and you can actually respond to them as well. So that's a super cool feature. And another super cool feature is grouped FaceTime. So I don't even have any FaceTimes right now, so the FaceTime app actually did get a little bit of an improvement update right there, but you can now actually have over 30 people in one FaceTime call. I don't know how many people are actually going to use that many people, but having 2, 3, 4 people in a group chat, that's amazing. You can even go straight into a FaceTime group chat from a iMessage group chat. So if you're on and everybody just wants to quickly just FaceTime everybody, that you have that option. That's super sick. And I think those two features are the greatest parts about iOS 12 is the group FaceTime and grouped notifications. Some other minor things, I don't really know how much I'm going to use this, but I am going to look at screen time a lot. So they just added this, and it basically just shows you how much you've used the screen on time on your phone. Now Androids did have this, and iPhones kind of had it too, but it was a little different. Now you can actually see and monitor how much you use your phone in certain apps and which apps use the most amount of screen on time and everything. You can actually get a breakdown of the apps and see if you're using it for productivity, and you can see how many times you've picked up the phone in an hour, your notifications you've had, and all this stuff. So it's super cool, and I'm kind of glad they're actually stepping in this direction to start using your phone for more productivity reasons or not using it at all. And I think this is super cool, and I think it looks super sleek how they broke this down as well. Now another thing they did was put a new Do Not Disturb mode on. This is kind of cool. You can now schedule it. I don't think I'm ever going to use it, but for those of you who don't like looking at messages at night, you can now set it up so you don't see those messages, and it just gives you a blank notification up there. Another thing they didn't do was they didn't add the new Wi-Fi or Bluetooth toggles. They still only disable until the next day. They don't fully disable, which is kind of weird. I really wish they at least made an option within the settings to do it, to make it so you can fully turn it off or whatever. But you know, what are you going to do? So it's still kind of sad they haven't fixed it, but there's really nothing you can do at this point. And there were a lot of other smaller things that were added as well, such as if you go into privacy, location, and you scroll all down to system services, and you scroll all the way down to status bar icon, you can actually enable and disable whether you want the location service up there, the icon up by the battery. And another thing I noticed, and this isn't all the things I found out, but if you go into software update, you can actually see automatic updates, and you can actually turn that on or off. And I think that used to be in another settings location, but they finally added it back here. So now you can kind of get a better idea. And battery health is still a beta here. Nothing really changed there. But one other thing I noticed is that if you double tap to get into reachability, there's a new arrow up here, which is kind of funny because I never noticed it before. It wasn't on iOS 11.4. But now you can actually not only tap the arrow, but you can just tap up there as you usually do to get up there. And another thing, if you're on the desktop, you can double tap there and you now have this box up here, whereas on iOS 11.4, if you double tap, the wallpaper will still be there, but the apps go down. So that's a little bit different. I don't know which one. I think I like the iOS 11.4 one better, but that's just a minor thing I found out. And yeah, I haven't tested battery or anything like that. You know, I've only had it for like a couple hours, but I did run a benchmark. And on iOS 11.4, I had a multi-core score of 80,057, and I just reran it, and it actually went down to 79,510, so it's really not that big of a jump, like 500 points or something. And you won't really notice, I mean, for my iPhone 6, I don't really notice like an immediate like, oh my god, this phone feels so much better, performance is so much better. Maybe I will once I use it a little bit more. But like I said, on my iPhone 5S and 6S and SE, they seem to be a little bit faster, but you know, it's not that big of a deal for me. So should you go out and update to iOS 12 beta 1 on your iPhone 6? Absolutely not. You should never update your daily driver to iOS 12 betas or any betas for that matter. You should definitely wait for the official version to come out, but if you do have like an extra phone laying around or something, yeah, go ahead. I mean, these are my extra phones. I haven't even updated the official version on my 7 Plus yet, which is my daily driver, so I would recommend you guys to stay where you're at. But iOS 12 seems to be pretty sweet. If they can just fix that Bluetooth and Wi-Fi toggle thing to make it even an option, that would make my life so much better. And guys, that is pretty much it. If you have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. If you're in the market for a new phone, I'm actually doing a giveaway on this channel. I'm giving away an iPhone 6s and an iPhone SE to 2 different people. So if you have an iPhone 6, there's really no point in not entering. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and you're already entered. If you want more details and all that stuff, check out the first link in the description, or whichever link it says to click here to see more details about the giveaway or whatever. And while you're there, check out the other links in the description as well. My second channel, my SoundCloud, all that stuff is down there. I would really appreciate if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.